All right, so juggling business finances, right? It
All
can
right.
feel like you're trying to ride a unicycle while juggling flaming torches, and it's a lot.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're passionate about your business, but then there's the whole keeping track of income and expenses and taxes. It can be a real headache.
Yeah, totally. It can be incredibly overwhelming, especially when you're wearing all those different hats in your business.
Right, exactly. And that's actually why you sent us this
Uh,
video, right?
yes, by CPA Michel Valbrun.
Yeah.
And he outlines the system of 5 bank accounts specifically designed for business owners.
Hmm.
And he claims it can simplify financial management, reduce stress, and even unlock new levels of success. So, are we about to unlock the secrets to financial zen here?
Well, Valbrun, he really emphasizes the psychological impact of this system. He argues that it's not just about separating funds. It's about shifting your whole mindset towards financial abundance and taking control of your money.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that could be incredibly
It
empowering.
really can be.
So, all right, let's break down these 5 accounts and see how they all work together.
Yeah, let's do it.
The first one Valburn calls the income account, your money-making vault, which seems pretty straightforward at first glance.
Yeah, I mean, it might seem pretty obvious,
Right.
but there's this whole psychological element at play here. Like, imagine,
Hmm.
you know, seeing all of your hard-earned revenue flowing into this dedicated account. It's separate from your personal finances.
Yeah, I can see how that could be really motivating.
Totally.
It's like this like visual representation of your business's success, right? And it kind of sets the stage for strategically allocating those funds.
Exactly. And then, from a practical standpoint, a separate income account, well, it makes tracking revenues so much easier. You can clearly see how much money your business is generating.
Yeah, which is essential for making those informed financial decisions.
Exactly.
Plus, it probably also removes the temptation to spend those earnings, like before you've had a chance to really think about it and allocate them properly.
Oh, for sure.
You're probably less likely to just dip into those funds for personal expenses or, impulse purchases.
Yeah. It's all about being intentional with your money.
Right.
And speaking of allocation, well, that brings us to the second account.
Okay.
It's the business savings account. And that's where this whole principle of paying yourself first comes into play.
Right. And Valbrun references The Richest Man in Babylon here,
Yes.
a classic personal finance book that really emphasizes saving at least 10% of your income.
Yeah, such a good book. So were we talking about just setting aside money for like a rainy day?
Well, it seems like more than that. It's like building this financial cushion, right? For
Hmm.
both unexpected expenses and future opportunities. Like, imagine having a reserve to cover, equipment repairs,
Right.
or if there's a sudden downturn in the market, or even, that exciting new marketing campaign you've been wanting to launch.
It gives you so much more flexibility and peace of mind,
For
right?
sure. And he actually makes a point of saying that, savings shouldn't just be an afterthought.
Oh, absolutely not.
It really needs to be treated as a mandatory expense, just like paying rent or utilities.
Right. It has to be a priority.
Yeah.
And by, automatically transferring a percentage of your income into your business savings account each month, you're building that safety net, but you're also developing this like disciplined approach to managing your finances. It becomes a habit.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this whole system kind of builds on itself. You've got your dedicated income account, you siphon off a portion for savings, and then what's next? Valbrun calls this third account the legacy account, where you plant money seeds, which sounds pretty intriguing.
It is where things get interesting. So Valbrun suggests taking a portion of your savings and putting it into a separate investment account entirely outside of your business.
Okay, so it's completely separate.
Mhm.
Interesting. And what's the point of that?
It's about building long-term wealth.
Hmm.
And not just for your business, it's for your personal financial future too.
So it's not just about stashing cash away, right? This is about actively growing your money.
It's exactly. This is where you can explore like stocks, bonds, real estate, or even index funds,
Yeah.
anything that aligns with your risk tolerance and those long-term financial goals.
Hold on, what if I'm not a seasoned investor? I mean, I'm great at running my business, but the whole world of investing, it seems pretty intimidating.
Oh, absolutely. That's a valid concern for sure.
Hmm.
And Valbrun acknowledges that. He doesn't really dive into specific investment strategies in the video.
Okay.
But he does emphasize the importance of diversification. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Okay.
Instead, you spread your risk across different asset classes.
Yeah, that makes sense. So maybe this is where like having a financial advisor could come in handy.
Right.
Someone to kind of help navigate all the like complexities of investing and, build a portfolio that's right for me.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely an option. And, there's also like tons of resources online too, from reputable financial websites to like educational platforms.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
that can help demystify investing.
Okay. Good to know. So we've got our income flowing in.
Hmm.
A portion's going to savings, another portion's going to long-term investments. This is starting to feel like, a pretty solid financial foundation. What's next in Valbrun's system?
Okay, so before we get to that final account, there's one more that Valbrun emphasizes, and it's perhaps the most enjoyable one, I'd say. He calls it the profit distribution account, or as he likes to say, the splurge account.
Ah, now we're talking.
Mhm.
So this is where we get to, like, reward ourselves for all our hard work. I'm already feeling less stressed about my finances.
Right. I mean, it's not just about indulging yourself, though.
Okay.
While Valbrun definitely encourages like celebrating your wins and, enjoying the fruits of your labor, he also frames this account as a tool for, strategic giving.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
Well, think about it. Once you've allocated those funds to your income, your savings, and your legacy accounts, and you set aside enough for taxes, you kind of have this like clearer picture of your true profit, right?
Right.
A portion of that can be distributed back to you, the business owner, but it can also be used for things like employee bonuses or charitable donations, or even, reinvesting back into your business.
Okay. So it's kind of this like a flexible account that can be used for a variety of purposes, all tied back to like enjoying the success of your business and, giving back to others. I like that.
Yeah, and, this concept really ties back to that whole psychological aspect that Valbrun emphasizes, right?
Yeah.
By consciously setting aside funds for enjoyment and for giving, you're kind of shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance. You're acknowledging your successes and you're creating this positive feedback loop, which can further fuel your entrepreneurial drive.
Yeah, it's like building in a system of like rewards and recognition, and not just for yourself, but for your team and your community. It's a pretty cool way to think about it. All right, so we've covered 4 accounts now. What's the final piece of this, like financial puzzle?
Okay, so the last account, and the one that might surprise you a little bit, is the operating expenses account.
Wait, that comes last. I would have thought that like managing day-to-day expenses would be like a top priority.
Yeah, see, that's where Valbrun's approach is like really different from, traditional budgeting.
Okay.
Instead of starting with expenses and trying to, squeeze savings and other goals into what's left over, he flips the script entirely.
Huh.
He advocates for allocating funds to the income, the savings, the legacy, profit distribution, and even the tax account first.
Wow, okay.
Only then do you determine how much is left for operating expenses.
So it's like a built-in system of financial discipline.
Exactly.
By prioritizing savings and investments and like future planning and even some, guilt-free splurging, you're automatically like limiting how much you have left to spend on, just running your business.
Right. It's a way of ensuring that your financial priorities, those are met before you allocate those funds to the day-to-day operations.
Yeah.
It's a subtle but really powerful shift in perspective.
But wouldn't this make it like difficult to plan for things like payroll and rent and other essential business expenses?
Not necessarily. Remember, this system, it's designed to be flexible, and adaptable to your specific business needs. You still need to have that clear understanding of your expenses and make those, informed decisions about where to allocate funds.
Right.
But by following this system, you're really ensuring that your most important financial goals, those are met first.
And wouldn't the system also make it easier to kind of like identify areas where maybe I need to cut back on expenses or find ways to increase revenue?
Oh, absolutely.
Like if my operating expenses account is running low, it's a clear sign that, okay, I need to make some adjustments.
Yeah, exactly. It provides this framework for making those strategic decisions about your business finances. It encourages you to constantly evaluate your spending, look for ways to like optimize your operations, and ultimately make your business more profitable.
It sounds like this system, it's not just about like separating your money into different accounts.
No.
It's more about creating the structure
Yeah.
that really encourages like mindful spending.
Right.
and kind of like aligns your financial decisions with your overall goals.
Exactly. It's a much more proactive approach to financial management
Okay.
rather than reactive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it puts you in the driver's seat,
Right.
giving you way more control over your business's financial destiny.
I like that. So, all right, let's do like a quick recap of Valbrun's 5 accounts here.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I've got that income account
Uh-huh.
where all our revenue's flowing in.
Right.
Then a portion of that goes to the business savings account for those short-term needs and unexpected expenses.
Yeah, I got to have that cushion.
Yes. From there, we allocate some to the legacy account for that long-term investing wealth bound.
Exactly. Don't forget about that one.
And of course, we can't forget about the profit distribution account where you can, reward yourself, your team, and even give back to the community.
Absolutely.
It's not all about like scrimping and saving all the time.
Yeah, you got to enjoy it too.
Got to enjoy the journey, celebrate your success, and then finally, whatever's left over, that goes to the operating expenses account.
Exactly. And by putting that account last, Valbrun really forces you to prioritize your savings, investments, that future planning,
Yeah.
which is often where, entrepreneurs struggle the most.
Yeah, for sure. It's like he's saying, like, pay yourself first, take care of your future, then worry about the day-to-day stuff.
I love that.
It's a really interesting perspective, but I have to admit there's one piece of this puzzle that still feels a bit like daunting to me, and that's taxes.
Ah, yeah.
The unavoidable reality of being in business.
Right.
And Valbrun, he definitely doesn't shy away from that. He emphasizes the importance of setting aside a portion of your income specifically for taxes.
Oh, for sure.
And he recommends anywhere from 20% to 50% depending on your business structure and your income level, which that's a pretty significant chunk of change.
It is, but it's so crucial to avoid those penalties, from the IRS.
Yeah, nobody wants to deal with that.
Right. And, remember the tax code. It can be very complex. Valbrun suggests actually consulting with a tax professional
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
to determine the best entity for your business, whether that's a sole proprietorship, an LLC, an S corp, or something else.
Right, because choosing the right entity, that can have like a huge impact on your tax liability, right?
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just about minimizing your taxes. It's about making sure you're taking advantage of all those deductions and credits that you're entitled to. A good tax advisor, they can help you navigate all those complexities.
Yeah, it really sounds like having like a team of professionals, like a financial advisor, a tax accountant, maybe even a bookkeeper, can make this whole system like run a lot smoother.
It can take a lot of the pressure off, for
Yeah.
sure, especially as your business grows.
Yeah.
And, your financial situation gets a little bit more complex.
Mhm.
But even if you're just starting out,
Yeah.
having a system like this in place, it can just provide so much clarity,
Right.
structure, and just peace of mind.
So, what does this all mean for you, the listener? If you're feeling a little overwhelmed by those business finances, or if you're struggling to, save, invest, or even just feel in control of your money,
Right.
Valbrun's system of 5 bank accounts might just be the framework that you need.
It really might be. It's a simple but powerful approach. It can help you shift that mindset towards abundance, prioritize your financial goals, and ultimately, create a more secure and fulfilling future for yourself and your business.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty inspired to revamp my own financial system after this deep dive. It's time to create those money-making vaults,
Yes.
plant those legacy seeds,